welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is going to be it's pretty much a last minute decided impromptu stream, but I figured this was something worth talking about. I am joined once again by my good buddy Dylan and Rob, the right dude.
So,
Yep, today we will be talking
So,
about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire because they released actually not one, but technically two new trailers today. So, as Ghostbusters fans, we surely got spoiled some Ghostbusters content. I'll tell you that. So, how's everyone doing today?
pretty good,
um,
man. Pretty good. Just a little tired, dude. Just a little tired from
I'm
work. That's all.
I'm doing okay. I know I've been sick these past couple days, and of course, yesterday I tested positive for COVID. So I'm
Oh,
doing a lot better right now, but I'm still quarantining. So I'm still quarantining, make sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's I know that's I don't mean to break up the I don't mean to make it awkward, but
Oh no, it's good. We wish you a speedy recovery, man.
thank you.
Same, man.
Thank you.
But yeah.
It,
So
it,
before we
it
get
really
into this,
sucks because COVID is pretty much like the average flu now, even though it
Mhm.
really is a bad average flu. I've had it
Mhm.
before, man. It sucks, man.
Yep. So the way we're going to do this, and I'm hoping it'll work, that we don't get dinged. If we don't, then we'll just talk about the trailers. But what I'm planning to do is because they released the main North American trailer, then there was like an international trailer, which is a wholly different trailer, like nothing but new footage. It's pretty much a third trailer. So what I'm planning to do is we'll watch the first trailer, talk about what we like in it and all that, and then do the same for the second trailer. But if we get dinged or something pops up, then talk about we'll just discuss the trailers. But before we do, just quick brief thoughts about what we thought about Afterlife and where that puts your context for how hyped you are for Frozen Empire. I'll let Rob go because I think it's safe to say he is the biggest Ghostbusters fan out of all of us.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Because I remember my dad first introducing me to Ghostbusters when I was like 6 or 7 years old. I still remember like a few days before Christmas, he would allow us to open up an early Christmas present. And when I was young, he gave me one that was like a rectangle like present. And then I opened it up, and it was the VHS of the first Ghostbusters movie. And I mean, I just remember falling in love with it since then.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and of course, and are we just talking about like our brief thoughts on like all of them, or just Afterlife?
I was thinking all of them, but we'll probably save that for when we review Frozen Empire. I just
Okay.
figure because it goes without
Well,
saying the first two are great, but I just figured because to put it in context, our
okay.
hype for Frozen Empire, like
Okay, so let
going
me so
through.
let me give the context after that thing that I will not talk about, the thing that doesn't exist.
I know what you're
I
talking
would
about. Yeah, God dang.
yeah, yeah, after that thing that doesn't exist that we will not talk about in 2016. I was honestly I pretty much had no hope for another Ghostbusters movie. But then once I saw the trailer for Afterlife, and I saw that Ivan Reitman's son was directing it, that he was going to take over his father's legacy. I was just beyond pumped, and honestly, I will say it. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I think it's the best Ghostbusters movie we had since the original.
Mhm.
I know that's not really. I know that's not a super high bar since there were only a few, and then
Mhm. Yeah.
but but yeah, it's like I really enjoyed Afterlife, so it brought it gave me faith again in Ghostbusters. It gave me faith again in Ghostbusters, and now and with Frozen Empire, I'm just super stoked. That in fact, Frozen Empire is tied with Sonic 3 as my two most anticipated films of 2024. So
Mhm.
I'm super stoked for looking for one.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
overall it is overall my second most anticipated film of the year. But as far as this first quarter of the year, with like, in the winter months and all that, it's definitely my most anticipated film for like the first little bit of 2024.
I'm
Like,
definitely interested in it. I'm excited to see it. I don't know if I've seen Afterlife. I'm going to have to see Afterlife. If that's the third movie, wasn't there another third movie before the one that will speak again?
yeah, there was one and two.
There's one, two, there's Afterlife, and then I guess we include the video game
Yep.
because there
Okay,
was
so
no.
okay. Correction. I've only seen. I could have sworn there was a third one. I've only seen the first two Ghostbuster movies, and the way I saw them is, well, you always hear about like really popular and famous
Hmm.
movies out there. Ghostbusters is one of those famous movies that everyone quotes. We were gonna call Ghostbusters. So eventually,
Yep.
one day, while scrolling down the TV, when I used to have cable back in the day, I found Ghostbusters was on for the first time, Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, and I watched them both that night, and yeah, it was just fun. I was like maybe 14, 15 at the time. Fun
Yep.
movies, absolutely a blast. I have not seen. Of course, I've heard about the disaster that we will not talk about, and God, I wish that never existed. But I don't think I've ever seen Aftermath, so this will be interesting for me because I'm interested
Yeah.
to see.
I only got one thing to say
The
about
third other movie.
one thing to say about the one that doesn't exist.
Damn, that's one nasty motherfucker.
Yeah, no, no, I'm with you. Yeah,
I was gonna say the less we talk about that thing, the better.
yeah.
Yeah.
The-
Sad thing is, though, last thing I'll bring up before we get into the trailer is I'm probably gonna have to bring it up once I do my review series because it's only fair, because it is still a movie that exists within the franchise. But
That's the one film I'm not watching. Sorry.
I'm not rewatching it, but I am gonna have to fairly bring it up when I do my review series. But make no mistake, I'm not going to be kind.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. Sony says that we're sexist because we shit on the trailer, and yet they made a movie where a guy gets shot in the dick.
And they disrespect all the OGs with the way that they bring them in for cameos. Like, it's not the fact. I mean, bringing them in for cameos, that's a cool idea, sure, because they're the OGs. But it's just how they use them. Yeah. But nevertheless, we're going to get into the first trailer. So long as we don't get dinged. Or actually, you know what? Instead of actually just playing the trailer, I want to do a breakdown. Breakdown was more fun. I mean, we're gonna talk about it afterward, but you know what? I think I'll just bring it up, and we'll go like I'll do my best to go shot by shot for it, and we'll just point out little things that we like in it, like so like starting off just like this part is what interests me right here with the modifications to the Ecto-1. The fact that they got like a drone now, like an airborne ghost trap, like that's fucking cool. Like that's a
Yeah,
really
that's
great
awesome,
way.
man.
That's a really great way to extend the lore and add new traps. Like that's awesome and it's nice to see that the Ecto-1 is all good and restored after the last time we saw it. So that's really cool. And then of course we got the
Return of Dickless.
yep, William Atherton. I mean, it was already confirmed like months ago, even before the teaser came out. But now we have him in the flesh. William Atherton, correct? Yeah, William Atherton as Walter Peck. This is where I actually have some mixed thoughts, and I want to see what you guys think. Because Dylan, you remember this character? He was the asshole who was getting in their way. Dickless.
In the second movie, right?
Oh, in the first one.
He was in the first one.
Oh yeah. Oh, wait a
'Cause
minute. That's him.
Yeah,
that is Dickless.
the guy was the guy that tried to shut down the Ghostbusters in the first movie.
Oh wow, wow.
He even was the one that let out all the ghosts.
Yep, and then tried to
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen
Yeah,
those
and
films.
then-
I know exactly what you're talking. Now
Yeah.
I can't even
Yeah, and
recognize him,
then
dude.
and then he tried to blame it on them,
Yeah.
or at least
Dude,
I think he did. But here's my thoughts on
it's
this.
been so long.
It's great to see him. He still has all that same energy and attitude, because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But I was
Always
hoping,
is, always will be.
I was hoping though that they would have done something new with him, because 40 years later, and would he really still be on their asses about this? I mean, the dude got covered in all that a bunch of marshmallow stuff. I mean, he saw this shit happening firsthand.
Yeah.
So you think he would? So do you? So am I the only one who has an issue with this? Like, do you think it's believable that he would still be, well, dickless?
I mean,
Well,
they
I
pretty
mean,
much. I guess they need someone to pretty much get in the Ghostbusters' way or something. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like, I won't write it off right away. Like, maybe he'll have some arc, and this will be the movie where he changes. But I'm like, come on, it's great to see him, and he's still the asshole attitude. He still got it down to a T. But I'm like, I was hoping that, like, right off the bat, that he would have already changed a bit or something, and they're doing something new with him. But who knows? Maybe they will do something with him. Maybe they're just showing the asshole side of him for nostalgia. I don't know, but nevertheless, it's still good to see him. Like, I'm sure we all agree, it's great to see him again.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then the next thing, we now have confirmation of how the death chill comes into fruition with the little orb that is in this box.
Yeah.
So that's some nice context to see where this thing is coming from. And then of course you got Kumail Nanjiani, which I'm sure he's going to get a lot of laughs in the film. So, but the big thing, or at least, oh, here we go. This is one of the big things I want to talk about. Because we all know that Patton Oswalt was cast in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory after seeing him in this trailer, because I think that he is going to be a villain of sorts, obsessed with releasing the death chill. Because some of the dialogue he had in the trailer, because they're asking, what is this thing? And he's all like, better yet, what's inside of it? Just the way that he's saying it, I'm like, this dude's up to something.
You know what would be a really funny theory? I know that it's impossible for. I know it's an impossible theory, but what if he was actually Mr. Freeze the whole time?
That
Be a better
that
Mr.
would be
Freeze.
a little crazy.
Right.
They could do that at this point. They could do that.
Everybody, chill.
All right, everybody, chill. Cool party.
What killed the dinosaurs?
The Ice Age.
But for real though, that's kind of a theory that I built after seeing the trailer. I think this guy is up to something. What do you think? Like, there's something about the way he said his dialogue threw you guys off.
I don't know. I don't think he's directly up to something. I think he's just trying to hype up the kids, saying, "Oh, look at this! This is cool. There's a big bad ghost in it." Like, I don't think he's actually behind anything,
Because
I think he's just our hype man.
Because if you think back to the other movies, and even in Afterlife, we finally saw Ivo Shandor in the flesh. He was the Gozer worshiper. Almost every Ghostbusters movie has had that kind of person in there. Like the one dude in Ghostbusters 2 with the accent, he was working with Vigo. And then again, Ivo Shandor in Ghostbusters Afterlife. They talked about him in the first film, but then we saw him in the flesh in Afterlife. Every Ghostbusters film has a character like that. So I'm thinking, like I said, I think Patton Oswalt's character, I think he's up to something. But we'll just have to see. Now this guy right here, there's been a lot of the best frame to leave him on, but there's been a lot of speculation over this character. He's being described as an Egon-esque sort of character in terms of the fact that he's someone with a lot of brains, but there's the big theory that I'm agreeing with. I think he's Jason all grown up. Dana, because Dana had a baby in Ghostbusters 2.
Oscar.
Yeah. Oh, Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah. The baby's name is Oscar.
Yeah. I think this is Oscar. What do you think that's likely?
I'm not going to say no to that theory. It's just an interesting theory to me. I'm just interested to see how it goes.
Yep. And we know that this thing, and they've established that this thing freezes and kills you right away. So I think it might be a bit risky to put this in there because with that in context, this dude's toast.
It seems like based on what we know, because we saw in the trailer like he was about to like break that orb kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we feel like he would be.
Well, we know some characters are gonna die, so I say this guy's gonna die for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And the next thing. So it wasn't so much in this trailer, but it was confirmed in the Empire magazine release that they did to promote this movie. They had the two covers, one with the OGs and then one with the new characters.
Mm-hmm.
There was a section in the magazine where they confirmed that this thing actually has a name. Garaka. And that the death chill is just the ability that this ghost has, which is why she's freezing everyone.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not digging that name, honestly. Like I'll get maybe it'll.
What was the name again?
Garaka, Garra.
Garaka.
Yeah.
I don't have really an opinion on it.
I mean, honestly, Garaka. Why does that? Whenever I think of that name, that I just think of Baraka from Mortal Kombat, the guy with the sharp teeth and the knives in the hands.
But, oh shit. Gotta go do something real quick. But the last thing I gotta head out and do something real quick, but it'll just be a minute. But what I'll say real quick is I'm not digging the name, honestly. I think they should have just with this entity, this ghost, I think they should have just called it the Death Chill.
I think the Death Chill would have been a much better name than naming it Garaka, because that just sounds like a stupid name.
Yeah. But
I don't really have an opinion on it. It could go either way for me. Like, it's just a name. I don't mind it at all, strangely.
Alrighty. Hold down the fort for just a minute. I will be right back. I gotta get supper, but I'll be a minute.
Okay.
So hold down the fort for a little bit.
Okay. So you doing okay, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just tired, man, because I just done work, dude. Just working on my my book, dude.
Oh, awesome.
Or
That's
at least
awesome.
a new book. Yeah, a new book. The first one's already written. The first one's already done. I'm releasing the first one on Thursday, which is the 1st. So that's gonna be interesting.
The first of February. Where are you gonna? I was gonna say, where can we get your book?
What? Well, I'm releasing it free on the internet for anyone
Okay.
interested in it. But the other books I plan to hopefully sell if anyone's interested in it. But it's gonna be on Wattpad. So.
Awesome.
And what's really cool about this book is me and my buddy Seth, you know Nindroid, right?
Oh yeah, I know
So-
Nandroid.
So me and him, when he found out about my book, he really liked it, and he decided, you know what, I have a bunch of stories too that I want to write. Can we just combine universes? So we combine universes. So we got a whole entire series coming out of these books. And book number 4, it's really funny because I'm going to release it either way, but issue number 4 is my book, Reaper's Blood. And that's coming out, Thursday on
Okay.
Wattpad. So hopefully
All
you
right.
guys,
Sorry about that.
hopefully you guys like it.
Right?
Grab some supper.
That's fine, dude. We're just
That's
talking
fine.
about Reaper's Blood.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Dylan just gave you a free sponsor for his new book.
Speaking of which, Devin, I know you're watching. Get Regal to sponsor the Cool Kids, damn it.
What about I was gonna say, what about AMC?
Or I know I have them up somewhere. Or Roseburg Cinema.
I'm guessing you don't have that clip, do you?
Nope.
Ah.
I'm gonna get that
Too
clip
bad.
though. I've asked Devin for it. But all right, back to business.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying though, not digging the name, honestly.
I don't mind the name at all. It's just a name. It's kind of interesting, kind of ancient. I don't mind it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Yeah. And I like that we're getting more close-up shots there of, I'm just gonna call it the Death Chill. I mean, it's a much more interesting game. So I like that they're giving us more close-up shots of what this thing looks like. So, and I gotta admit, stupid name aside, I'm digging the look of this thing. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, it's terrifying
yeah.
looking, which is nice because in my opinion, again, realize I've only seen the first 2 movies, Ghostbuster 1 and 2. The ghosts aren't exactly scary, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just the case. This
Yeah.
one actually looks really frightening. I'm interested in it.
it's something that John Campia said about the trailer is that he didn't like this trailer, but he said that he dug the design. Then he said it felt like something that would come out of a Guillermo del Toro movie. It felt like a design that would come right out of his handbook.
And I definitely see that.
So, and it's something I want to discuss also while going over these trailers is, if I were to tell y'all that I think that this is going to be an overall darker story, what would you say?
I would say a franchise like this, honestly, because of being dealing with death and ghosts and stuff like that. Obviously, they're going to add some humor to it. It's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
How can you not add some humor to it?
Exactly.
But I'm kind of looking forward to a darker story within this.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a darker story. I mean, obviously, let's face it, all these movies are practically comedies. All of them are comedies. But I think that, so of course you're gonna have humor in there.
Yeah.
But it's I wouldn't mind seeing a little more of a darker kind of
and that's
story.
exactly what I'm hoping this movie will do, is a darker story overall, but not losing the trademark humor.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Bill Murray's here for, because dude, Bill Murray was hilarious in the trailer. All of his lines were bangers from what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, every
Yeah,
line. I mean, it's
Every-
Bill Murray, for God's sake.
Of course.
So dark and horny at 12 o'clock. I'm glad they're bringing that edge back because we like the Ghostbusters sequels, but one thing we can agree on is that they sort of lost that edge.
And it's it's funny you say that. Yeah, I do like how Bill Murray, he's actually finally becoming more accepting on more of these future installment of Ghostbusters. Because remember, after Ghostbusters 2, he was disinterested in doing a Ghostbusters 3 for the longest time. Like we had several scripts for Ghostbusters 3 back in the 90s, and the only reason that they never came to fruition was because of Bill Murray.
Yep.
So
yep. Now this is the other big hot topic in the trailer. They got Janine in the suit, and I am pumped.
And this is honestly the second time we've seen her in the suit, because she was also in the suit in the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Which that's another interesting thing to note, if anyone watching does not know, is that the development of this movie, they said it was heavily inspired by the Ghostbusters cartoon. They said they basically wanted to make a long episode of the real Ghostbusters, but live action.
It's pretty much
because you who've seen the cartoon, seeing these trailers, you're getting a vibe of what the story is.
Oh yeah.
Does it feel like they've done that? Melinda, that's what they want to do. Does it feel like they've done that?
Yeah, I'd probably would say so. I probably would.
I still need to watch at least more of the cartoons, because especially if they're saying it's inspired by the cartoon. You got to watch
the real Ghostbusters cartoon from the 80s, and then you got the Extreme Ghostbusters from the 90s.
Are they connected by story?
I think Extreme Ghostbusters is like its own universe kind of thing. It's pretty much, let's just say Extreme Ghostbusters is diversity in Ghostbusters done right kind of thing. Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. And this is cool. Like she's even got her own little weapon. Man, they must be jealous, because they got to carry those big old heavy things, and she gets a little hand cannon.
Yeah.
But that's another.
No, you know what else I'm really interested in? What else I'm really interested in with this movie? So, obviously, the ghost technology back in the first and second movie. The first more than the second, obviously, but the ghost technology was a lot of fun and interesting to look at. But I'm really interested in seeing how far it kind of advances. I mean, from the trailer, it looks like it advances a lot. So I'm interested to see what else type of fun
and there was some
technology they have.
And there were some advancements in Afterlife also, so it's nice to see that they're bringing more to that. Yeah, this is cool though. Like, it mean, hell, if they're making this, and this might be the last movie that we see that the classic proton lasers with, because they might move on to this. You think?
Maybe.
That's certainly possible.
Yeah. On the one hand,
technology. Oh, sorry, go on.
On the one hand, like maybe, but also it's like maybe they wouldn't, because the main proton packs are so synonymous with Ghostbusters.
That's honestly what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna bring up. I mean, the proton packs, they're more iconic, but at the same time, technology, it keeps growing and growing every day. Yeah. So,
but this is cool though that they give them little hand cannons like that.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And guess who's back?
Get her! Die!
And that's another thing I like in this trailer, is that it keeps it's able to stay focused with selling you on the story and what's going on. So that way, the little bits of nostalgia that they throw in there with this, and then showing all the OGs and all that, I think it was balanced out really well. So.
Yeah, dude, that ghost at the very end, you know the one I'm talking about, the classic ghost. Oh my god, that made me laugh, man. That just made me smile when I saw him.
Yeah, that was a nice, because we were all waiting for it, and we'll get to that in a minute. But it's cool to see this. Like, who knows? Maybe Ray's gonna finally get a what up on him. We'll see. And then, of course, you got these little motherfuckers back in there. Like, Dylan hasn't seen Afterlife yet, but so he probably doesn't get this.
No, these are probably. I recognize the. Of course, I recognize the Dome Man. That was in like. Was it the?
The Stay Puft
I think it
Marshmallow
was in
Man.
the.
Yeah.
He
Oh
was
yeah.
in-
But yeah, there were these little guys were in Afterlife.
yeah, they were in Afterlife. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, these
Okay,
were
I'm
most
looking
likely
forward to
back
seeing
in that.
Afterlife.
You know what I think would be cool? Because I know Dylan hasn't seen Afterlife yet, but you know there was that little bit in the climax of Afterlife where these little guys were giving podcast a lot of shit and all that. I'd like to see that turn into like a little running gag. Like throughout this film and all that, like these are just his little enemies. Every Ghostbusters movie's got to have a running gag, so that'd be pretty funny. Then there's this guy, which this guy is more prominent in the international trailer, but apparently his name is Pukey.
Hmm.
And based on the look of his eyes right there, I think he's connected to Baraka. If I just had to
Probably.
guess looking at him right now. 'Cause
Maybe.
the way that his eyes glow and all that looks like all white, for ice and all that. But
Probably a little side villain.
yeah. Might be the
Little sidekick.
yep, he might be the Slimer, but being a thorn in the sides of the new characters.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then of course you got Janine. Ghostbusters, what do you
Radio
think?
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just
And they-
classic.
And they
That's
showed this
just fun.
in the teaser, and they have it again here. Now, here's another thing I want to talk about. Now, I'm not saying that they need to kill off any of the characters, for emotional weight or anything. But I'm just saying if anybody of the new cast and the OG's cast to kill off, I think it is either Finn Wolfhard here or Paul Rudd that is most likely to be killed off. And of the OGs,
I think all the OGs are gonna die. I'm sorry.
I mean-
and of the OGs, I think I think Venkman is most likely to bite it. Now let's talk about this for a sec. Like, what do you guys think about if anyone were to die in this?
I don't know. Oh, I'll let you go first.
No, you go on first. You go on first.
Okay, I really don't see the OGs surviving this. I think for that emotional weight purpose, I think the OGs are done. As for the new guys, I mean, I'm not attached to them, so of course I'll say all of them. But it's also like, well, now I'm gonna get attached to them, and I want none of them to die. So
I
I
think
guess
you'll.
I guess for
I think you'll like them enough.
I guess for me, I could probably see like the original cast dying in this one because I mean, Aftermath already established the passing on the torch kind of thing. So I mean, they're practically just mentors at this point. So I could see like like Ray, Peter, and Winston all biting the dust. I mean, I don't want them to, but I could honestly see that happening because, like I said, Afterlife pretty much.
Weight, I can see it happening.
Yeah, Afterlife, I've pretty much established the passing on the torch kind of thing.
Yeah.
As for the new one, I honestly can't see any of the new cast dying because I feel like that would be way too soon if they try to kill off any of them.
It'd be like how Halloween Kills just killed off Judy Greer right away.
Yeah.
But I could see what you're saying about Venkman definitely, because like I said, I think Venkman, if anyone were to die, he's the most likely of the OGs. Winston maybe, but I put him maybe because they have this thing going on with him, where he's established to be a businessman now. So Ray, though, I think is safe, at least through this movie. Because I think if anyone that they want to stick around, at least for a while, to be a mentor to them, Ray is the best pick. because he's the most intelligent. He always, knows what's going on. With what the ghost is going to be and all that. So I think if anyone were to stick around at least through to this film, I think Ray is safe.
Mm.
So. But yeah, there's
Because
a lot.
wait, I want to mention something. If they do kill off, Venkman's character in this one, how much you want to bet in the next one they're going to revise one of the original Ghostbusters 3 scripts, the one that Bill Murray rejected, where he pretty much dies and becomes a ghost.
And
that was one of the original Ghostbusters 3 scripts. But they try to revise that.
That'd be pretty cool, and he just sticks around the firehouse, just being Venkman.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, hey, what's up? Or I could totally see that happening. But the death would still need to be sad though, because they're still killing off somebody.
Yeah.
Then we got that. Then there's that part that's called funny, where he's referencing the song. That was funny.
Yeah. Bustin' makes me feel good.
Yep. And something I've noticed in a lot of the trailers is they've shown a lot of scenes of them investigating stuff before the death show comes in. So if I had to guess, or at least depending on how long this movie ends up being, I have a feeling that maybe at least half the runtime will just be showing that they're reestablished, back in business, and then slowly the ice starts coming around and they're investigating that a little bit before the death chill actually strikes. And then that's the back half of the film. That's my theory for at least the structure of the movie. What do you think?
I'm not sure. This is just going to be a fun ride. Like, I know you guys are getting into, like, technicals and stuff like that. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I just want a fun ride.
Now, here's where I think that they're intentionally misdirecting us, because in all the trailers so far, they've at least been trying to hint that Lucky is going to die. And for context, she was one of the new characters introduced in Afterlife. Because they keep on showing Lucky fighting against the death chillness, and they show her all getting frozen up a little bit. I think the fact that they're showing it so much in the trailer, I think it's a misdirect.
Yeah, she's not gonna
I think
die.
something is going to happen to her, but that they'll get her out of their last.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, honestly, again, I don't see any of the new cast getting killed off too early in the second movie. So I'm honestly willing to believe that if like they are gonna come and save her at the last minute, or if she does die, they're gonna find some way to resurrect her or something, bring her back.
Yeah.
I honestly don't see any of them dying. Like I said, I don't see in the new cast dying in the second movie. In their second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this right here, I actually caught having to rewatch the trailer a couple times because I did not catch this the first time. Because she's firing at this thing, and the proton laser is freezing up. Like, that is fucking cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like again, I love how they're utilizing this villain, but at the same time, I hope they're not giving away all the best tricks as far as all the things that she's gonna do in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course you got rocking those Ghostbusters 2 shines again. Because why not? Well, like I said, Bill Murray was a fucking riot just in this trailer alone. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock. Dude, that line's gonna stick with me.
God.
That's one of Venkman's funniest lines.
He's gonna have a couple one-liners in this.
Oh,
and that
yeah.
one's definitely one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Bill Murray. Were you gonna just have him be in the movie and reference Garfield all the time? Although that was funny in that one other movie.
Mhm.
Do you have any regrets? Garfield, maybe. Although honestly, I'd be more embarrassed. Although if anything, Bill, I'm sorry, Bill. I know you didn't like doing Garfield, but if anything, I would have been more embarrassed to be in freaking shit. What was that one animated movie about the germs and shit?
Oh, the Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, I would have been more embarrassed to be in that shit, like for real.
Well, then again, to be fair, Bill Murray only signed up to be in Garfield because he thought it was directed by one of the Coen brothers. You know, like the ones that directed like Big Lebowski and all, Fargo, etc. But it was a different Coen brother. Like it's a different Joel Coen.
Yeah. All right, two more things to discuss about this trailer, then we'll move on to the international one. We talked about this earlier with the new technology, but now that we actually see it here,
Yeah,
what
this
do you
looks
guys think?
awesome, man. This is fun.
Oh yeah.
I hope that this is actually
I want to see more of
legit
it. Yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
legit.
I do too.
I hope this is like legit, actually one of their new pieces of technology, and that it's not just used in one scene and then like we just don't see it again. Like I hope it's actually a piece that plays a role throughout the film. Because
Yeah.
again, if you're gonna introduce this new technology, really give a bunch of scenes, to let it simmer in, so that that people could really get used to it. Like I hope it's not just like one scene done. Because of all the new technology in these that we've seen so far, like this is my favorite one. Because this is something I'd always thought up in my head too. I don't know if you guys have, but like an airborne ghost trap, like I always thought that was like a logical next step. Then, yep, bum. Yep, guess who's back, man?
He slimed me.
Yep.
Dude, there he is. Classic Ghost.
Um,
The OG classic.
everyone's favorite little pest.
Mhm.
But yeah, but I don't know about you. I think it looks fucking amazing. Like they have not
Yeah.
lost the effect at all.
Oh yeah.
No,
Like-
they haven't.
Like just looking at it here, it looks like they obviously have to do some CG for you with the way it moves.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it looks like a mix of practical and CG. I really dig that.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh
with
yeah.
that.
I agree with that.
But what do you think? Do you think it's just going to be this one scene with him and Finn Wolfhard and that's it? Or do you think he'll be in the movie here and there?
I mean, I could probably see him like being like maybe this could take place in one action scene or something, and then maybe he appears like sometime near the end
Yeah.
or something like that. So who knows?
Like he's clearly going to be just like comedic relief like he usually is.
Oh
but,
yeah,
Yeah, but my point being is that I hope he's in more than just one scene.
yeah.
Because it's Slimer,
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then of course he slimed me. That's great.
To be honest with you, I wish that he had said he slimed me.
Yeah.
But then again, that probably would have been too forced. But who
Yeah.
knows?
I do like the way they did it though,
Yeah.
because he's spitting out the slime and he's just like, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that
no, I
is-
like that too.
Yeah, so that is the first, or I guess the main American trailer for Frozen Empire. I dig it. I think we'll get into the next trailer in a second, but so far,
I can't wait to see the. I can't wait to see the next.
yeah,
I can't wait to see the movie.
Yeah, I think it's a better trailer than the teaser. Which I know for a lot of people saying, the main trailers versus teasers is an unfair comparison, because teasers are just meant to be teasers, but I just think overall it's a better trailer. What I like, and it's a similar thing to the next trailer, is that I like how like they balanced it out right. Like the focus is mainly on selling the story, the new villain, and all that. So that way they can still sprinkle in the nostalgia and the member berries without it feeling forced. So, but now we got the second trailer, or the third
We
trailer
got
technically. I actually did not know about this until I like got into work this morning, like because I thought there was just the one trailer, but yep, like I said earlier, we're definitely getting spoiled some Ghostbusters content. I'll tell you that. This is the first scene I want to get into right here. Like this is what I mean right here about how I think that this is going to be a darker story because like show me this shot out of context, not knowing it's a Ghostbusters trailer. I think it's some kind of horror movie. Like that. Like I like that they're taking risks. Going past the boundaries. Not just keeping it all kid friendly. Like this is some shit that I feel like tonally they would do in the first film. So so I like that. So I love that shot right there. It's just very eerie and all that.
Mm,
And then of course we're
Agreed.
reintroduced to Ray's occult from Ghostbusters 2. I like that they're expanding on that too, showing more of his business because it was mostly just a kind of a throwaway gag in the second film. But I like what
Yeah.
he's doing here. Like it's not just a bookshop. Like now he's taking in possessed objects. That's cool. Gives Ray something to do.
Mhm.
And then of
hmm
course once again we see the orb, and we get a bit more. Um, I think this dialogue was also in the main trailer, but where Ray's is looking at it being like, "Oh, I've never seen anything like this before," and he's just trying to.
Can I also say I was a little surprised to see that actor in this movie.
Well, you didn't know
Like
he
I
was going to be in it.
recognize him.
Oh yeah, he was
No.
announced to be a part of the main cast as soon as they shot it, like when they started shooting.
Cool.
At least I
Yeah.
think it was. But yeah, I am starting to notice kind of a pattern of typecasting with Kumail Nanjiani, where he's always playing that character that just wants the money. Like if you've seen Obi-Wan
Mhm.
Kenobi, the
hmm
character he played.
Yeah.
And then here it looks like he's like, all right, man, I don't care. I just want $60 out of this. But that is pretty
Mhm.
funny though. Like I have a
Yeah.
feeling that maybe they're gonna
It's a
there's gonna be that
trend.
kind of like a whole 1-2 that's gonna go between these two guys. But here's let's talk about Ray for a second because some details more details that came out of the Empire magazine is that it's pretty much Winston that's calling the shots. Because he's the one that brought the Ecto 1 and bought back the firehouse and all that. And that he mostly just wants Ray to stay on the sidelines as like more of an advisor rather than actually being on the action because he's worried about his mental state. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, dude, when you hear that, Rob?
What? Say it again.
Because Winston, because it's not spoilers, like it was all in the magazine. They've said that part of the story is that Winston is mostly the one calling the shots with the team now, because he's the one that brought the Ecto 1 back and that he
Yes.
bought back the firehouse, but he wants Ray to stay on the sidelines because he's worried about his mental state.
That makes sense.
So he just more or less wants him just to stay on the sidelines as an advisor.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think that means that there's going to be something off with Ray in this film, like more?
I mean that's honestly the only thing I could think of is like there is some kind of maybe there was some kind of like past trauma that Ray had that we were never seen. So maybe they'll explore it more. Maybe it might have been something that happened between Ghostbusters 2 and Afterlife, in between movies. Who knows?
Yep. Like it's because it's funny though, because Venkman has always been my favorite character in Ghostbusters, But the character, like out of all the characters that I'm most excited to see explored, I'm most excited to see what they're going to do with Ray in this. Like something tells me that he's really going to be the heart of the film, at least where the OGs are concerned.
100 years, Columbia Pictures.
Yep. Better be a damn good 100th anniversary celebration. Better than
Yeah.
what Disney had with Wish. I'll tell you that much.
I was going to say
Oh God!
Disney
Don't even bring
I was-
up Disney. God, that.
Disney had an embarrassing 100th anniversary.
Yeah. Pretty much only had one good movie.
You know what?
without-
It's been a while, and you can still smell how bad it is from here, dude.
Yep.
I didn't even see Wish. I was going to, but then I was like, nah.
They only had
Neither-
one good.
Neither
They only
did
had
I.
one good movie with Elemental. Man, I liked other ones like Guardians 3 and Dalek Destiny, but Elemental and Guardians 3 were their only successful ones. That is sad.
I still never watched Elemental.
Yep.
It's
good
just one of
movie,
those
yeah.
films that I just never cared about.
It's good, I'll tell you that. But this is another awesome shot of the Ecto One. Like, it looks like it's been like fully redesigned. Like they went in there and just kind of like how when they got the car in the original film, like how that line where they said, "Oh, we didn't have to replace much, just the wiring, the seat, and the housing." You know that line. Kind of looks like they had to do it again, but it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another interesting Spectre, because I think they gave this one a name too, the Sewer Dragon.
Hmm.
Yep. There's a good shot.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know if it's just gonna be a random, like a random ghost they fight or
Yeah,
whatnot.
if it's
or
gonna be. In fact, I almost feel like that might be like the beginning of the movie. Like you open up the movie with the sewer dragon. You know, I think that would be a good way to open it. Just and then you get to see
that I
exactly
could see,
what
yeah.
characters.
You can't really tell from this shot, but there are some other shots throughout the trailer where I like how they designed this thing also, where like you can also see sort of the insides of it. You can see like its inner bones and skeleton and all that. Like that's pretty rad.
I mean, I'll say this: if they were to open the movie with like a big action scene with one of the ghosts, I'm willing to bet it's either this or the Slimer one will pretty much be the opening one. I could see. I mean, I'll say this: it was a better opening than Ghostbusters 2, where, I mean, even though I like that movie, I have a hard time believing people just automatically stop believing in Ghost after the first movie. You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm with you there.
My best bet, I have a feeling maybe the opening will be something with the death chill, like maybe some random person has the orb or something and it's getting out of control and they get frozen up and then boom, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow Kumail Nanjiani gets his hands on it. I'm still holding on to that theory though that Patton Oswalt is up to something in this film, but we'll have to see. Like guy's suspicious.
We'll have to see.
We'll see.
He's sus. He's the odd one out in among us. I'm telling you. Like it. Just watch. I'm have bragging rights for months if Patton Oswalt is one of the villains in this. It'll be like Nick Frost and Shaun of the Dead. I fucking knew it.
I just don't see him being the villain in this.
The thing is the fact that I could already see like the nerdy guy with the glass that was about to break the orb. I could see him being a villain. Of course, the Death Chill, and then you've got Dickless. I feel like if you put Patton Oswalt in there as a villain, it would just come across as too crammed. So like too many villains just thrown in there.
I feel
we'll
like
see.
he's just the hype man, which he does a good job at hyping up the thing. So
Yeah. Now this is I think the best. I can't get a good shot, but pretty much like this is another really cool idea that I feel like expands the lore. That they have a section in the firehouse where they just let some of the ghosts run free. It's like a little research room. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, and then that's where these little motherfuckers come in. I know they got a name, but that's just what I'm calling them now. I'm just calling them these little motherfuckers.
I was gonna say the firehouse is gonna be a ghost zoo, in a way.
Yep. And based on what they're saying about the orb, like whenever that orb and the death chill is around other spirits, it's able to control them. That's interesting. Because I don't think it's ever been established in Ghostbusters if there's ever been a ruler of ghosts or whatever, or some kind of specter that can control other ghosts, or something like that. So I think that's what this is going to be.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yep. And this is what I was talking about. Like, looks like Winston is calling the shots now. It looks like and by the looks of it, they got more containment units now. So that's also cool. Like I'm liking what they're doing with Winston also, man. Because before he was always just the fourth one. I mean, he's always had his fans, but he's never. I feel like he hasn't had that moment to shine yet, so I like that they're giving him this, So, oh, and there's Pukey again. I'll just show you, like, yep, pretty much all he does. Like, I have a feeling that maybe that'll be another thing that goes like unless he's actually like another villainous little creature, I could see him just being another comedic relief.
Joke.
Like maybe him and Slimer have a little rivalry going. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
So many things you could do with these characters. That's what I'm telling you, man. That's why I love that
Dude,
they're
it looks so good.
so
Oh,
many
yeah.
characters, because just the potential of like how you can mix the old with the new, or which new characters can interact. Like, so many things you can do. But and this right here, I feel like I think that if I just had to theorize, and I want to see what you guys think, I think the way that the Death Chill is going to be able to break out, like how we see her out and about in the other trailers, is that I think the only way she's going to be able to do that is by destroying the containment units.
I agree. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's one of two things. It's either you break that thing and she gets out, or it's like a puzzle. And someone's
maybe
literally
like
trying
the
to.
orb. It's like the orb is some kind of puzzle.
Because if you
like
look at the orb, there's a bunch of like little symbols on it. And I'm thinking maybe if you like turn the top a certain way, almost like either a puzzle or a safe, someone might actually be trying to release this thing.
Yeah.
something like the configuration thing in Hellraiser, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that way though about the containment units though, because that's what happened in the original. I mean they didn't destroy the containment unit, but just by opening it, and all the ghosts get out. So
Yeah, like the shut it down and all, and just
So if
release.
you just so I have a feeling that she's gonna try to destroy these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No. I was just going along, just what you were saying. Like, yeah.
Where is that shot? Oh, I can't get it. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try and get it. I can't get it, but there's like another close-up shot of like the Garaka putting the horns in her and all that, like in her head.
That was in the other trailer, wasn't it?
I believe so. Oh yeah, here's here's another. There's a good shot we can talk about. Like it looks like the horns are contorting, sort of. Like I think like she not only has to get loose, but I think these things are supernatural, sort of, and that's how she controls the ghost, maybe. Because she's obviously going to
Maybe
be
I have no
controlling.
idea.
Yeah, she's obviously going to be controlling all the other ghosts, because that's what Ray is saying in the trailer. Like, that some great evil that can control an army of ghosts. So this ghost, I think, out of all the main ghost villains, even more so than Gozer, I think this Spectre is actually gonna have like a plan, like how in Halloween 4, Michael was smart. Joey took out the cops, he took out the power and all that, so he had a system. So we took down
I'm
the
not saying that that's not couldn't be the case, and that would be interesting. But I honestly think it's just gonna be the ghost gets out, and then the ghost just freezes everything.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
yeah. But that's what's so intriguing about this film. Like I feel like there's definitely gonna be more to her than just she gets out right away and freezes everything. Like that's what I say. She's gonna have a plan like Halloween 4. Like she's gonna have like systematically like take down everything, like the cops, the power, and then of course the containment units. So we'll see. Then of course we go. That was all. Like that was always a great shot in the freaking teaser.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like imagine waking up in New York in the morning and seeing something like that usually doesn't freaking happen in New York. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Maybe they do have hurricanes. And then we got this looks like a new design of a proton pack. Or maybe it's damaged or something. What do you think?
Maybe.
What's that? What's that again?
Like this looks like a new design possibly for a proton pack, or maybe
Yeah.
it's just damaged. And by
Well, maybe they're trying to invent something powerful enough to
Yeah, and then
contain.
testing it out. Yeah, I could see that too.
It could
I could
be
be
because
wrong. You could be right, but
we have seen in Ghostbusters 2 that they did have to invent new technology specifically to defeat the slime. So I have a feeling that maybe they'll do something like that here, like something specifically heat related. So maybe that's what all that means. Like maybe, you know what it could be? Maybe it's some kind of flamethrower, but obviously with some kind of Ghostbusters twist to it. Like maybe it could still be the usual lasers, but maybe they're just engulfed in flames somehow. Like that would be fucking cool. That's what I think this might be. Like just
maybe.
imagine that, like the usual proton packs, but a new design where the things come out and they're just all you know flames and stuff like that. Oh, dude, I'm gonna be so disappointed if that's not the case.
Oh, dude, no. This is gonna be a good film, even if it's not.
Oh, of course, yeah, but
Oh yeah.
yep. And this is something I also picked up after watching this trailer a couple times. Like it also kind of it makes you wonder though because this new character was touching this thing with his bare hands, but Ray was touching it earlier, but he didn't freeze up, or at least his hands didn't get frozen up. That's odd. What do you
Yeah,
think?
it is a bit weird. But you know what it could be? It could be a case where this it actually has to be activated. You know, I
Maybe.
could be wrong.
And you were right there. Looking at it, it has those little symbols on it.
You see?
Yep. What do you think, Rob?
Hmm?
Because we see this guy here, he was touching it, and his hand was getting all frozen up. But we saw Ray holding it earlier with his bare hands, also, but his hands didn't freeze up or anything.
I mean, It could. I mean, there could be some kind of connection or something. Maybe it has a certain effect on some people, and maybe not so much on others.
I think it's just that it was turned off or deactivated before, and now it's activated.
Yep.
I could be wrong.
Or who knows? Maybe this guy is the type of villain I'm talking about. Maybe Patton Oswalt's just a red herring.
Yeah.
Then we got all the mayhem. Now this is interesting because we see these people frozen up by the death chill, and this clearly kills them like right away because you've seen like right there you touch them and they shatter. So the stakes are definitely there. Like anyone that is frozen by this thing is freaking gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see that right there, like the way their bodies just shatter. So you have whatever happens to them. Yep, you're frozen by this thing. You are fucking gone. But that's good. Raise the stakes right away.
Yep.
And then you got right here.
Dude, the design of this thing is so cool right here.
Yeah, it makes me wonder though. Do you think this thing is gonna have some dialogue of sorts? You know, kind of like Gozer and Vigo had. Or you think it's just gonna be a silent type of villain?
It sounds more like that, but I think it'd be cooler if it actually spoke.
You know, when I look at this thing, and I look at the way it's designed, just the vibe that I get off of that, if it were to have a voice, I get
like
the vibe that it would
voice.
have some kind of eerie Asajj Ventress type voice, you know, or at least some kind of voice that actress would give, you know.
Or like you know how Mother Talzin's voice.
Oh
like
yeah, Mother Talzin, like that. That's another good voice you could have. What do you think, man? Like, oh, you're muted.
Sorry. No, you go on.
You're good. So what do you think? Because we've seen no dialogue from this villain yet. Because Gozer had dialogue of sorts. Vigo had dialogue.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think this one is just going to be a kind of villain, or do you think?
I mean, if they are going to give him dialogue, it will just be maybe like a few lines here and there. Because let's face it, Gozer had few dialogue in the original.
Yep.
Are you a god?
No.
Then die. Choose the form of the destructor. But I mean, you get what I mean. Like, I mean, those lines were really cool. But I mean, it was. But let's face it. Gozer only had a few lines in the original.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they were
Yes, they were a little cheesy. They were cool but cheesy.
It would be the same way here, I think.
Do you feel like they would be able to get away with that, especially because this is the main villain, and to be able to get away with her not having any dialogue of sorts?
I think they could do that.
I mean, it's certainly possible.
Because Dylan was just bringing this up, and I brought it up first, but then he brought this up. Like, I look at this character and the way she's designed, and I was thinking maybe she has some kind of Asajj Ventress type voice, but then Dylan said, "Oh, or maybe more like Mother Talzin." I'm like, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know Mother Talzin, don't you? Right, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Fillmore's?
Oh yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
with like the two voices kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Night Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went over this with the first trailer, but I really do think though that this is some sort of misdirection with Lucky. They wouldn't show her in every single trailer with the same kind of thing, showing her being in danger like this. Because if she was gonna die, that would be a direct spoiler. So now that something else is gonna happen for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's by far the best. Even with she's all clouded up in fog and all that, That's the best shot of the death show right there.
Mhm.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
And then you have that awesome line.
Yep. Tall and horny, 12 o'clock.
God.
But yeah, I can see that. But I want that as a wallpaper, like for real. Then we got there's your money shot right there.
Yeah.
Everyone old and new. That is awesome.
That is the
Wait a minute,
poster.
wait a minute, whoa. Is it just me? Like the guy? Oh wait, okay, never mind. I
Oh,
thought I just noticed something, but yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute, is that Patton Oswalt? Oh wait, that's Ray. What am I saying?
yeah. He's looking scared of something though, like
Yeah.
because we know Ray. Ray's no coward. So if he's kind of all, like that, then it's gotta be something.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's another like wallpaper shot right there. Although if you notice, someone's not there. Phoebe's not there.
Mm.
I'm willing to bet that they like maybe something has Phoebe captured, or maybe she stayed behind to hold something down or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
could be.
Yeah, that could be, or because you also got the Ecto One all lit up back there, so maybe she's driving it.
yeah.
Maybe
Mhm.
maybe not likely because she's a kid, but that she drove
No.
her in Afterlife also. So
Yeah.
no, but even then that was Trevor driving the car. So, but who knows? Maybe
If she's able to control a proton pack, I'm pretty sure she could be able to drive a car.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So she's either captured or off doing something, or she's back there in the Ecto One. It's gotta be one of the three. But yeah. But unless there is any last shots here, I think we've covered everything in the trailers. Oh yeah, you got
The Slimer again.
Yep. But yep. That was the trailers. So couple little things we'll discuss. So what do you guys think? Like, is there anything that leaves you thinking maybe something could go wrong to with this movie, or are you mostly like, I have nothing but faith in this? Because that's where I mostly at is like,
I think the only concern I would have is that Jason Reitman is not directing it. I think that's probably my only concern.
Yeah.
But I mean, according to the trailers, I mean, this
Cannon
definitely
did work closely with him as like a producer or something. So
yeah.
And plus,
so it's really interesting because, like, as much as I am excited and interested in this film, I'm basically, just because I've been like burned by like everything, right? These days, everything. Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, everything. DC. I'm looking at this with today's writers, and I'm like, yeah, this looks fantastic. I'm interested, but I'm going in with it with an open mind. But I'm also very skeptical of it because of it. Yeah, I'm just skeptical at that with everything at this point, just because I've been burned so many times. Like, as much as I am interested in it, I am literally controlling my hype for it, basically. Like, I'm not going into this with like super high expectations, but I do think this is gonna be really good. I think this might be, if it doesn't end up being the best movie of the year, this might be in the top 3.
Yeah, man, that's
Like I said, this is tied with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 as my most anticipated film of 2024.
Yep.
So
like I never try to go into any movie with blind faith, but at the same time, it's like I do have like nothing but faith in this. while still obviously holding true to the fact that anything could go wrong. But just going off of the trailers, yeah, I have nothing but faith in this. Like it just because this is
It looks really good.
Oh, it does.
yeah. Because here's the thing, and I'm sure you guys would agree. This is their test, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because Afterlife, it was great. It was a very respectful return to form, but at the same time, it was safe. It was very familiar. I mean, it needed to be, but that's still what it was.
They needed to get back into familiar territory to win back the fans. Because remember that thing that doesn't exist nearly killed everyone's faith in Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So yeah, this is their test because Afterlife was the safe, familiar return again. That's what it needed to be, but that is what it was. So now, here's the test. They're taking a risk with a new villain. The story looks darker, and it looks like it's going in a sort of different direction with all the new technology and bringing new people on board to the team. So, but yeah, if they can pull it off, then it'll be then they'll pass the test.
Yeah.
What's up, John?
Hey, I don't know if you can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, no, I can hear you guys. I just don't really. I'm using my laptop microphone, so I wasn't sure if you guys would be able to hear me or not. But if you can, then cool. I'll just since this was I didn't know if you guys would still be on or not, so that's why I was like, let me just click. Let me just see if you guys are still on. Here we are.
Did you watch the two Ghostbusters Frozen Empire trailers?
I didn't. I just wanted to be on the stream because I wanted to be a good friend.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we can show you the one of the.
Well, unfortunately, guys, dude, I'm like starving, and it's time for me to go cook dinner, man.
Right.
But before I do go, guys, I just want to say that this film looks really interesting. Like, I wasn't that hyped for it. But after seeing these two trailers, I think this is my most anticipated film next year.
Wow!
After these two trailers, like the teaser trailer made me interested in it, but it was not my most anticipated film until I saw these two trailers.
Yeah.
So that's just my take. But see you guys later, and I'm out. Bye.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, because they did release two trailers technically, John. Like there was the main trailer for North America, but then
that's what I'm watching it right now on my computer.
Okay.
So like I'm kind of double multitasking right now.
I gotcha.
Oh, and we forgot to go over this while we were looking at the trailers because we were discussing, Rob, like who we think who might be safe, who might die. Do you think they would kill off Dickless?
I could probably see that. I could see that happening because I don't know. Like, I mean, unless there's some redemption arc that happens that we don't know about, if he becomes the same asshole that he was in the first one, I mean, there's only so many times you could bring back this character and have him do the exact same thing over and over and over, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. Like if they bring him back just for him the whole time to still be a jackass, it'd be like you're doing nothing new with him.
Yeah.
Because you would agree, like right, like it's like they got to do something new with this guy.
They do, yeah. They can't just have him be the same old. Oh, ghosts don't exist. It's all a conspiracy kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, there's only so many times you can play that character. You know.
Yeah. And plus, especially if you do still want to take the events of the video game into account.
Oh yeah.
With what he went through in that also. I mean, yeah, like they sent him off in that game where he was like still going on, I'm gonna get you over this or whatever. So, but still, it's like, what is it? It's like, dude, ghosts exist. What does it take?
I know.
What is it going to take?
I honestly feel bad for the actor because I don't know if you know, but like he got so much shit. What was the actor's name again?
Oh, William Atherton.
William what?
William Atherton.
I always keep thinking William Afton from Five Nights at Freddy's, but okay. But anyway, I just keep because I know like everyone around him just keeps calling him Dickless or something. I know he's gotten fights in bars and all that. I feel bad for the guy. So, the actor, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's because like it's like one of those things that happen.
It looks great. Sorry, I was just watching. That's why I was like dead staring. I was just looking. Yeah, it looks. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna say this. I do like the director. He's a good director. He directed Monster House. However, the last time he dealt with ghosts, it didn't go well. However, I still have faith because this is the same guy who directed the Poltergeist remake. So it's. He has experience with ghosts, not good ones, but he does have experience with good films. So it's Gil Kennan. I'm excited. Obviously, I was excited before, and I'm still excited. I didn't get a chance to watch the international trailer, but yeah, this looks really good. Like, I don't know if I would say my most anticipated of the year, but it's certainly up there. I would have to look at my list again, but I'm super excited for Argyle for later this week. God, that still feels so weird to say. We're already a month into this fucking year. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's God. It looks, and sorry to cut people off if I'm cutting people off, but it's just oh my God, seeing Annie Potts in a fucking Ghostbusters suit. Like I know she did that in the show already, but like seeing it in live action is just awesome. Because like Bill Murray is just us. It's just like, hey, she's in a suit. It's like, okay, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it looks like they're bringing back that more edgy humor back from the first, because it's all like tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock. Like I love that double entendre humor. That because even in Afterlife, like it was definitely evident in Ghostbusters 2, but they watered down the humor a little bit, unfortunately. And I guess you get why, because the cartoon came out, so it turned it more of a family friendly thing. But I like that they're bringing that humor back. But what do you think though, John? Like, are you because I brought this up before you came on? Like, I was a bit agitated that they're bringing Dickless back just for him to still be the same asshole. It's like you're not going to do anything new with this guy.
Well, the thing is, we still have an entire movie to see, so he could go through his development in this film. But it's just kind of it's like kind of like nice to see like Dickless is still Dickless no matter what,
Oh yeah, like it was great to see him, and he still has that kind of attitude down to the T. But I'm like, I'm hearing because I'm on a Ghostbusters Discord server, and a lot of people saying that apparently he's the mayor now.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I'm like, oh my God, is he the mayor now? That's what I was really seeing. I'm like, I think he's the mayor, but yeah, it looks like, and that's definitely going to be interesting because that makes sense. But it's like it's definitely, it's just like a lot of elements I'm excited for. Like again, I don't want to get too excited because of obvious reasons. I don't want to get too excited, but
like
I'm kind of wait. I'm kind of wait. How would he end up getting the mayor's position? I kind of wonder.
Well, he was a government worker.
Well, no, but he worked for the EPA though, not for the. But he didn't work for.
I mean, anybody can be mayor. Like, just have a proper campaign, I guess.
Yeah. And we were also talking. I guess we're bringing up most of the points you were talking about. We were going to get your thoughts on them, but some of the other big things we were talking about is one thing is the new little gadgets they have in there. These new gadgets are cool.
The drone ghost trap. That was fucking cool.
That was awesome.
And then it looks like Janine has like a little hand cannon, like a proton thing, like she'll be able to just shoot it from her arm or something like that.
Yeah, like it looks like because they did say that Winston was like a businessman, so he's investing a lot of money into this. So I really like that how like it actually makes sense. It's not just even though you could make the argument, it's to like make toys and stuff like that. but at least there feels like a proper in-universe reason. They set it up properly. Like Winston, they felt bad that they treated the only black guy like a nobody in both movies. So like, okay, let's make him a super successful, amazing businessman.
I was bringing that up too because he was always
like, so he's investing, and I feel like that's really great. Like the Ghostbusters now are really, you know, getting proper equipment, even if it is.
I was bringing that up too because you know, I've always loved Winston's character as much as the other ones, but he always did get that treatment as like, oh, the fourth Ghostbuster. So I like that they're giving him this, you know. And I feel like he's the kind of guy that what gives you, he's always had that kind of charm and charisma, you know. So I feel like I could see Winston becoming a businessman like that feels right.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, for a steady paycheck, he'll do anything you say.
Yeah. And then the other thing, and this is like the kind of the big thing we discussed, is that if they were to kill off anybody, old or new, I was thinking of the OGs, that Venkman would most likely bite it. And then if any one of the new cast, I'm thinking either Paul Rudd or Finn Wolfhard. What do you think?
I mean, it would be interesting to kill off Finn Wolfhard, but like, he's still like kind of a kid. So I don't think, I mean, that would be amazing balls to have, but I don't think they'll kill off a kid. Like, I feel like Paul Rudd would be likely, and then I like if they do go that far, I think Bill Murray would. I mean, he wanted to be a ghost this whole time. That was like the biggest thing from, you know,
John, I mentioned this
or whatever.
Yeah. John, I mentioned this earlier, but if they do end up killing off Venkman, what if in the next movie they revised one of the Ghostbusters 3 scripts where Venkman dies and becomes a ghost kind of thing?
I would love to see Ghostbusters in Hell get like brought back and like they actually do it properly. Because I mean, it would be kind of cool. This would be the Frozen one, and then you would have fiery hell in the next one, like have that sort of dichotomy.
Like maybe the final film of a trilogy.
I would say fuck trilogies, go with a saga. Give us 4 fucking movies.
I'll say this though, because with how good Afterlife was, and depending on how good this one is, I want more.
Because I think a really cool thing to do, like I remember I had so many ideas for like a Ghostbusters like universe, and what I had was like obviously like these characters get brought back in like a third movie, quote unquote, and then there would be the second one, which would kind of be like a revised Ghostbusters in Hell. But what I would want, would be really awesome, kind of like what they tried to do with Men in Black International, but fucking failed miserably because the movie sucked. But like have Ghostbusters all over the world. Like have a UK Ghostbusters, a Japanese Ghostbusters. Try not to cream your pants, Rob. An Indian Ghostbusters, an Australian ghost, like just have like teams all over the world fighting ghosts, like something maybe in this movie, maybe in like a next movie, like something happens and makes it like permanently ghosts are like around and become like a common nuisance that Ghostbusters like all over the world have to be a thing. I think that could be really cool.
I think that makes a lot more sense because the ghosts, they can't all reside in New York City. So they can't all be in
just look at Afterlife. They were in that weird podunk town. There's clearly, different, like you could have like sort of like the Detroit Justice League of America, like Justice League America Detroit. You could have like West Coast Ghostbusters, Midwest Ghostbusters. Yeah, that would be fucking funny. That would be a lot of fun.
Would.
I think just to really like, if you're gonna make this a proper like real franchise now, because I understand like people are sick of franchises now, But like, if you want to make it a proper franchise, really build out the world.
Yeah.
Really build out the world. Just don't fucking do a multiverse, Sony. We already see what you're doing with the fucking Spider-Man shit. Don't bring in a fucking multiverse.
Yeah.
Okay, we're sick of it.
Yeah, the 2016 one that doesn't exist, it's dead. Bury it. Consider it mercy.
Yeah.
But and then this just popped into my head, and I want to see what you guys think about this. How long do you think this will last with the OGs being around?
You know what? Bring in my saga idea. Have them be back for Afterlife, this movie, and then like the next movie, and then kind of like what they did with Creed 3. Like have that fourth movie be on their own, and then open up the world so you could have like a movie about any of these guys, really open up this world, and then just have the OGs. They had their 3 movies of coming back, and then they're like, okay, we're too old, we need to retire, and just kind of do whatever they want to do now.
Yeah.
And then just focus on new characters and even newer characters that they're bringing in. Because honestly, I would love to see Kumail Nanjiani in a fucking proton pack. That would be awesome. Yeah. Love my boy Nanjiani. He's great. Just not Patton Oswalt. Fuck Patton Oswalt. I hate that.
Oh, dude, I was bringing this up about Patton Oswalt. I think this dude is up to something in this movie. Because you know how pretty much each Ghostbusters movie has had that one person that either obsessed with the ghosts or was even siding with them. You know, like that the weird dude was siding with Vigo. Then Ivo Shandor was a Gozer worshiper. I think this dude with Patton Oswalt's character is gonna be a villain of sorts somehow, maybe obsessed with trying to release the death chill. Because you think about it, because you've seen the trailer, you're like they're all asking about this orb thing, like what?
Yeah, I mean, Dan Aykroyd does say we might have a second ice age, and that might like bring like sort of the idea of like cleansing the earth of humanity so that we can be reborn and like not have like, because humanity is a nuisance, that whole thing. And so like he sees like, oh, humanity needs to be wiped off the face of the earth and needs to be reborn and blah blah blah, maybe even as ghosts or something. And that could feed into that. Because fuck Patton Oswalt. I hate that. Fuck Patton Oswalt. He's a piece of shit.
Because of some of the dialogue he had in this trailer and how he said because they're asking about the orbit. It's like, what is this thing? And he's like, well, better yet, what's inside of it? Like he said it sort of ominously. Like this dude, I'm very suspicious of this guy. Because I remember thinking, like, just when I heard that Kumail Nanjiani was cast, I was thinking, oh, maybe he might be a human antagonist of sorts. But then seeing this trailer, I'm like, nah, I think Patton Oswalt's up to something.
Yeah, that could definitely bring about interesting ideas here.
Yeah. Then of course you got Janine all suited up. We brought it up a little bit earlier, but that's great. Like I'm glad that it's officially like in the movies now. Yeah, because they did it in the cartoon, and
we don't know if the cartoon is like canon or not.
I'd be interested to see also if they particularly consider the video game canon.
Yeah, because that has more likelihood of being canon. And the cartoon show, you could maybe see it, but Extreme Ghostbusters definitely isn't, because we saw another team, and
I was gonna say that's Extreme Ghostbusters. As awesome as that show is, that's its own universe. That's Ghostbusters diversity done right.
Yeah, man. I like to think that maybe with the one that doesn't exist, that maybe that's what they were wanting to think of, like, oh, that cartoon did diversity, so let's try that here, but it just obviously failed.
It went in the wrong way.
Yeah, because it wasn't even like really diverse.
It was all women.
it was just women, and you had like one same as the original. It was 3 white people and then a black person. So it's like not a lot of diversity, and 2, it's like it's just the problem with the remake is just if you whittle down all the aspects, it's just not funny. Like it's just not a funny movie.
No.
Like say what you like. Don't get me wrong. I think Leslie Jones can be funny. I don't like Kate McKinnon. I don't like Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy has made like 1 or 2 good movies.
Mhm.
And then Kristen Wiig has made like maybe a couple good movies.
Yeah.
But they're just not funny. They had no chemistry with
no.
one another. And
There's
it just,
only
like, it just
one
didn't work.
thing. There's only one joke in the entire movie that made me laugh. And it's not so much that it was funny as like I was kind of laughing at how cringe it was, where she's like slapping the chick, like, "Get out of my friend!"
Yeah, I will say.
But I'll say, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, just one more thing is, I think the only time I laughed was like the amount of Bill Murray not giving a fraction of a fuck. Like he just walked in. Oh, what do I need to? Okay, I died. Cool,
Where's
great.
my,
All right,
where's
my
my
paycheck?
Oh yeah,
where's my paycheck? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna insult my legacy by turning me into the Walter Peck character.
But yeah, going back to how that film that doesn't exist has no diversity, because that one had all women, while the Extreme Ghostbusters had pretty much a woman, a black guy, a Latino, someone who was a handicapped guy.
Yeah, man, and from what I've heard, it's like they weren't preachy about it. It's just they just made them good characters.
Yeah, and they were all very interesting. Unlike that thing that doesn't exist, where they were, none of them were interesting at all.
Like I know at some point during this review, because I'm going to be doing a Ghostbusters review series leading up to Frozen Empire. And just to be fair, because it is still a movie that's a part of this series, I am going to probably bring up the remake. It's not going to get its own review, but I'll just probably mention it.
Thank God. Ugh.
Or actually, hell, you know what?
Like if we were to do a review of that, it's going to be this movie sucks. Bye.
Yep. Actually,
pretty much.
Speaking of which, where is it? I have it here somewhere. Where are you? Aha. 1 second. But weren't they supposed to be like, or at least they wanted to do a sequel to the remake, but it just went nowhere?
Well, the only reason that it never happened was because of how badly that film bombed. Because it was because after people were giving so much shit to the trailers, because you know how bad the trailers were.
Dude.
A lot of people were boycotting that movie, and it bombed miserably.
Yeah. And then the problem is, instead of like being kind of dignified about it, like, okay, yeah, a lot of people hate the movie, but you know what? Maybe they'll eventually go see it because we just want to make people happy. We just want as many people love this movie because we care so much about this movie, and blah blah blah, like all that shit. Like just try to like cater to people. They're like, no, all the people that don't like this movie are sexist virgins who live in their mom's basements. In fact, I might be sexist, I might be a virgin, but hey, I don't live in my mom's basement. Just kidding.
Yeah, like dude, and then it's like you have the gall to say that. Well, this is pretty much the 2016.
I was going to say, they made every man in that movie either an idiot, a coward, or an asshole. Yeah.
Even with the OGs and the cameos they gave them, Bill Murray got it the worst. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
will say,
oh, sorry, go on.
I think I maybe chuckled at Dan Aykroyd. Hey, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I'm like, okay, that was like kind of like that was a nose exhale. That wasn't a chuckle. That was a
Yeah. Yeah, hell, this is pretty much the 2016 review right here, pretty much. Fuck this movie.
Fuck that movie.
But, yeah, it's just, ugh. And the sad thing is like, at least for me, it's like I like all these actresses. I think they can be funny, and I actually didn't mind their on-screen chemistry, but it's just that fucking writing. And it's just that the online vitriol towards these new sequels, because there's that section that's like so loyal to the 2016 one. So, like, there was literally an article posted on Collider that said the 2016 film, like how the 2016 film understood the franchise better than Afterlife. But then again, it's like, I used to like you, Collider, right? Because I always thought you were like one of the legits. But then you go and post shit like that.
Yeah, and then like, and it was kind of adding into the whole like Razzies thing, because Razzies is getting a lot of shit from people, like because Shazam: Fury of the Gods got nominated for Worst Picture this year, showing that the Razzies are just as dumb as the fucking Oscars. But it's just, it was like, so you're telling me Batman versus Superman fucking tore through every nomination. They got nominated for every fucking thing, yet the movie that so many people fucking hated, not a single nomination. Ghostbusters didn't get a single Razzie nomination. I'm like, that is a fucking anomaly.
And you know what's worse is because there were so many critics that were sucking that movie's dick for so long that I have no idea why. I've got no idea why so many critics were praising that piece of shit.
Like 2016 has what, like a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think the Afterlife is teetering near like what, and like
it's in the 60s somewhere.
Low 60, high 50s, I think.
That's fucking sad. I mean, honestly, I know we all know that Rotten Tomatoes is a joke at this point. We all know that. But I mean,
the people that, I mean, to be fair, it's like, it's a review aggregator. It's not like an actual like review site, you know, because a lot of people don't understand how the algorithm works. It's like, but now the facts that like all these people are leaning into the idea of, it look, it's certified fresh. Like, I see so many advertisements on like Facebook and stuff where it's like, look, it's got a fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Go see this movie. It's like, no, that's not how that works. It's like, why you're just perpetuating the thing that people don't get. It's like, you know, it's just Rotten Tomatoes. I don't hate Rotten Tomatoes, but it's just like there seems to be like just the algorithm just doesn't work.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, like I'm usually not all conspiracy theory like this usually, because I believe in subjectivity, but I really think that the fact that Afterlife was given a lower Rotten Tomatoes score than the 2016 one, I legit think that was like an act of bias.
I have no idea why the fuck does Ghostbusters 2 have a rotten score, yet that thing that doesn't exist is in like the 70s. What the fuck?
Hell, that, like I said, Afterlife has a lower score than 2016 also.
I'm not in love with like Ghostbusters 2 or anything, but I still really enjoy that movie, and it's like, I don't get the hate for that.
Like a lot of the enjoyment factor is still there. You know, Bill Murray and all of them still got the chemistry.
I mean, it's problems, sure, like the fact that people automatically stop believing in ghosts after the event of the first one is stupid, but.
You could make the argument that was because of the River of Slime, but still.
Yeah, because like the literal opening shot of the movie, you see that the slime coming up through the crack there. So it's like, that's clearly establishing that the slime has been there for years. So I think that...
And fun fact, the kid's birthday party they were at was played by Jason Reitman, who would go on to direct
was he the kid giving... Oh, was he the kid giving them shit where it's like, my papa told me you were full of crap and blah, 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 blah?
At least, I think it was him. He was either the kid whose birthday it was, or it was one of the kids at the party. I don't exactly remember, but it was definitely one of them.
Yeah. The flaws of that plot point aside, like, that was a little funny thing. Like, you know, because Ray's all like, some people just have trouble believing ghosts. Like, no, man, my dad just said you were full of shit. But the last thing I guess we'll bring up before we kind of wrap it up is like, because again, like I was saying earlier, is that because I really try not to get into, I guess, conspiracy theory stuff, but the fact that Afterlife again has a lower Rotten Tomatoes score than the 2016 film, I really think that was some kind of act of bias against because there were people out there that were pissed that they were ignoring the 2016 stuff. So I think so. You get where I'm going?
Yeah, I get where you're going. I just think that people like I'm wondering if like a lot of these critics were just acting like pussies back then, where they were like, "Oh, we don't want to be considered sexist, so let's give it a positive review." Yeah,
I would believe it.
And yeah, it's like pretty. I was pretty much just saying I'd believe it because there was also adding into the bullshittery of Rotten Tomatoes is you can see like certain movies have certain scores that are considered positive under some movies, but negative under others. Like for instance, like a 3 out of 5 review under Batman vs Superman is negative, but then under another film it's positive. Like a 3 out of 5. Well, 3 out of 5 I would say is a good score. Not great, but it's good. But under like, it's just weird how it's just interesting how under certain movies it's considered bad, but in others it's considered good.
For Rotten Tomatoes, there's only 2 scores that it falls under, either fresh or rotten. There's no middle. There's no in between gray area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And on the one hand, like in this case with, Afterlife and the 2016 film, on the one hand, I still believe in subjectivity. Like, some people like that movie, sure. But at the same time, like, I still think there's that little small bit of objectivity where I think that Afterlife is objectively the better film because just the fact that it was more respectful towards the lore and the way that it used the characters and the actors. Like, I think it's fair to say that there's some points that make it like actually objectively a better film than 2016. Like, do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I hate to use the term objective when it comes to film, but once in a while there is maybe a point to it. I still don't agree with it, but maybe there is a bit of a point to it.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that up because I saw that Collider put out that article, like how 2016 film understood the franchise better than Afterlife ever did. And I'm like,
that's for blasphemy.
What?
Yeah, that is that. I'll have to look it up and send it to you guys later. But I think
I really want to know who the editor, what kind of shit the editor was smoking.
Probably just clickbait. It's just to get more clicks. And just like, oh, let's have a controversial opinion so we can get a ton of clicks and have people rage click all that shit.
But I think that's about it, or unless there's anything else you guys wanted to bring up or anything.
I don't think so.
No.
Sorry, my inclusion made this go from an hour to like 2 hours.
Oh no, it's good. No, it's good. You're always welcome, man. But yeah, like, I mean, we were like close to wrapping up, and then you came up, but that's totally fine. Like you brought in some good points also, so that's good. But yeah, good trailer. Or for some of us who saw both of them trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, the excitement's still there.
Yep. And I'm actually curious. Do you also think, John, that it's better than the teaser? Because the teaser was great also, but I just think that the trailer was it was better than the teaser.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
But yeah. One last thing though, before we wrap it up, because we were talking about the 2016 film, you knew it was coming. Anything Ghostbusters 2016 universe 2024 onward, there's only one place for you, bitch.
And now you're going to die.
I'm pretty sure all of us would have that on our boycott list.
I should have done this years ago, man.
I mean, it's not like it's doesn't matter now because nobody's going back to that shit fest.
I mean, even not to mention, there's no way Sony's going to be able to make a sequel because of how badly the first film bombed.
Yeah, I don't even think it made its budget back, but I'm gonna have to look it up later. But yeah, so that's good. I think it's fair to say that as Ghostbusters fans, we got spoiled good today. So, actually, if you guys want to, feel free to promote what is next on our channel if you want.
Okay. Do you want to go and see what's on the Cool Kids, John, or do you want me to? Or
well, the next review we have is Argyle later this week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that one I'm maybe on. Like any movie, it's like if I'm able to see it on that.
I mean, whether I will see it or not will all depend on like how safe it is for me to actually go.
Yeah.
Because of course you guys know that I tested positive yesterday.
You should
COVID.
be okay. You should be okay. Usually it's in a couple of days. It's usually, I think it's like 4 or 5 days is the cutoff.
If I'm tested negative by, let's say if I'm tested negative by Friday, then maybe Ben and I will go see it to maybe celebrate me getting out of quarantine. So
hopefully it's a good movie you celebrate with. Like Argyle looks interesting. I will say that, but
it's got Matthew Vaughn. It's got Henry Cavill. It's got my boy Sam Rockwell. Love Sam Rockwell.
Yep. It's come so far from how badly he was wasted in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. He was the best part of that movie.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was.
But and then as far as my channel, like I wanted to talk about these trailers because I am in fact going to be doing, starting at the beginning of February, I will be doing a review series for all the Ghostbusters movies, the real ones. And so it'll be a review for each film every 2 weeks leading up to the release of Frozen Empire, and of course, depending on your schedules, anyone who is available is welcome. So
awesome.
When is it again?
I'm starting this review series on the 9th of February, and then from there, it'll be every 2 weeks. I'm mainly discussing just 1, 2, and Afterlife, but I do want to mention other Ghostbusters media in between there. Like you recommended the cartoon,
like the real Ghostbusters, the Extreme Ghostbusters, and then the 2009 video game.
Yep. So with throughout all the reviews in between, I did want to mention those also. So that's what I've got going on. So awesome trailers. It's a great time to be a Ghostbusters fan. Like I'm sure we can all agree.
Oh yeah.
So that being said, we will see y'all next time, fellas. Later.